project we are working on. Did you want me to?
No, you didn't. I don't know too much about your project.
Okay, I'm me, Johnson, along with another student by the name of Megan. We are students at the University of California, Irvine, and this fall quarter, we are taking a course called Asian American Women.
Okay.
And it's offered by Professor O'Brien, Genevieve O'Brien. I don't know if you are familiar with her.
No, I'm not.
Okay, so part of one of like our projects for the quarter is to highlight an Asian American woman who is an unsung hero and who is doing things for the API community, and so we were asked to kind of go out and like find who is kind of just find women, Asian American women in within the community, could be from local to however far we wanted to go, and to kind of do like a brief cover of their story and their life and the work that they do now.
Okay.
Yeah. So
how did you find me?
Johnson actually is he mentioned that his girlfriend is part of what's called Journey to Success.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. So we kind of like from there we looked more into like what Journey to Success was, and then like he said that he knew a couple of contacts who were Asian American women who had really good involvement with that program. So that's how you came along. Along with.
Did you know that I used to work at UC Irvine?
Oh no, I did not know that.
Yeah, I was there for quite a long time, and I actually did some teaching through Asian American Studies, and at one time I think even taught Asian American women. I usually taught Asian American psychology for a number of years, but and I've taught the Japanese American experience, so I am familiar with the campus and some of the things going on there, although I know it's changed a lot too. But
yeah, definitely. That's great to hear. I did not even know this. Johnson just kind of gave us this. He gave us your contact, and he gave us another contact for Nancy yeah, at CSULA. And so then between the two of you guys, we figured we wanted to highlight both of you guys. And yeah. So and then just in general, after getting this interview with you, we were going to create a Pinterest account. Are you familiar with Pinterest?
No, I'm not.
So Pinterest is an online database that basically allows users to access it. I'm going to share straight from their website what they're about. And it says, Pinterest lets you organize and share all the beautiful things you find on the web. People use pin boards to plan their weddings, decorate their homes, and organize their favorite recipes. Best of all, you can browse pin boards created by other people. Browsing pin boards is a fun way to discover new things and get inspiration from people who share your interests. And so what we want to do is create a Pinterest board and specific to you, and showcasing your work and what you do, and then also highlighting the program that you work with.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to give you background information on like what medium we're using to present this information, and just let you know that it will be online.
Will I have a chance to look at it before it goes online?
Yeah. We will link you something.
Okay. That would be great.
Yeah, and so we wanted to include footages. If you personally have like any particular pictures of you or of the organization you kind of work for or something like that, we're more than happy to take it, because that's kind of what we also wanted to do, was to get things in specific to you. So it could definitely be pictures or videos or music in general, so that we can kind of like pin it onto your Pinterest board and do a more elaborate view of it. If you do have it, I'll give you my email at the end of the interview, and then we'll figure out from there.
Okay, sounds good.
But if anything, did you have any other questions?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. So we are just going to go ahead and start. Is there a time limit that you have, or are you pretty flexible?
No, I'm okay.
Okay.
Well, we can take as long as we need.
Okay. At the moment, we came up with about 13 questions. Okay. But yeah. Okay, so the first is, can you please describe your background and how you got into student affairs, or in relation to what you do now, the work you do now?
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Do you want to talk more about my educational background? Is that what you'd like to focus
Yeah,
on?
we can. Yeah, your educational
Okay.
background.
Okay. Let's see. Well, I grew up in Southern California, but I attended college back east at Barnard College, which is the women's college at Columbia University. And I majored in psychology there. And after completing my undergraduate, I wasn't really sure what I wanted to do, but I decided to go on to a graduate program in clinical psychology, PhD program in clinical psychology. And so I went directly from undergraduate to Indiana University, and I studied clinical psychology there. And I think within clinical psychology, my emphasis was on community psychology. So I was, really interested in especially like communities and groups and organizations as they relate to like mental health issues. And also I became very interested in like ethnic minority mental health issues, especially Asian American mental health. Although in Indiana there were not very many Asian Americans, so I ended up having to do my dissertation research on the West Coast. I had to come back to the West Coast to collect my data, but I did a study on Japanese American mental health. But let's see. But so after my graduate work in Indiana, I had to do a 1-year clinical internship, and I went back east again to Yale University in the Department of Psychiatry, and I did my internship there. And then after that, I came back to Southern California to finish up my dissertation. And actually, my first real job out of after graduate school was at UC Irvine, and I got a position. Actually, just it was a temporary position, filling in for somebody who was on maternity leave at the counseling center, at the UCI Counseling Center. So I started there, working as a counseling psychologist, and then from there I had an opportunity to take on more responsibility in the counseling center. Like, I was director of clinical services and director of outreach. And at the same time, I was also teaching some courses in Asian American studies, usually Asian American psychology. And at that time, when I first started at UC Irvine, there were actually only a few courses in Asian American studies being offered. And it was really through the, I know it's kind of a long story.
No, it's all
the
it's
efforts
good.
of the students in the early 90s that really advocated and protested for an Asian American studies program. I think everyone was like saying, gosh, we have, at that time, almost 50% Asian American student population at UCI, and we don't have an Asian American studies program. And of course, as faculty and staff, we don't have as much power actually as students do. So students had, they did a hunger strike, and then they went into the chancellor's office. And so all this stuff was going on, and then they also got a lot of support from outside community people. So as a result of all of that, then there was support given to create, at first it was like minor in Asian American studies, like a program in Asian American studies, to hire on a director, and then I think maybe 1 or 2 faculty people. And so luckily at that time, I was just one of the instructors, so I got to be one of the core faculty group at that time that started the Asian American Studies program. And that program continued to grow over the years that I was at UC Irvine through the 90s and early 2000s. And we got more and more faculty people. We got a major in Asian American Studies, and a minor, and then I think they were also working on a graduate emphasis